Mi sentite?
Sì.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gianni Masoni, and I am the tourist manager of Confesercenti, Toscana, small, medium, and micro enterprise association that associate about 30,000 companies in Tuscany, of which about half are tourism company. Together with the Italian region Tuscany, Liguria, and Sardinia, the metropolitan city of Nice, and the PACA Chamber of Commerce, we have been working for over 2 years on the Smart Destination project, with the objective to create a software application and API which allow to make data and information on tourist destination in the 4 regions involved in the project, accessible to public managers, regions and territories, businesses and users. This morning, with the help of the friend of the metropolitan city of Nice, who took care of the design, we will illustrate the characteristic of this tool and the use that it is possible to make. After the presentation, it will be possible to ask for clarification and ask questions. Thank you for your attention. Now I invite Alice, Jude, and Stéphane Roux to start the presentation of our instrument. Please, Alice.
Thank you, Gianni. Hello. Say hello, and Stéphane is with us also.
Good morning.
So as you can see, we work for the metropolitan city of Nice, and Stéphane is in the informatics department, and I am in the European department. We will present you the very informatic part of our cross-border project. And we developed the presentation with quite simple words that I understand, so that normally you should also understand. And if and for the specifics, Stéphane is the master here. He has designed everything, and he can answer to you. So our project, Smart Destination, is not a tourism project. First of all, forget about it. It's not a tourism project. It's an informatic project for the tourism sector. The 3 objectives of the project are first to develop a tool to enable to access and exchange data. This is the first big objective. From this, naturally, other objectives are coming, such as fostering cross-border tourism promotion and improving the management of the destination. But first, if you do not exchange the data, you cannot do the rest. So, to be clear, we speak about data. So what we have now in our project are 5 separate systems of data collection, data storage, exchange, and everything. The partner of our project are here, no? The Tuscany region. They have their own database and promotion tools. The Liguria region, the same. The Sardinia autonomous region, and us, the Métropole, with our co-partner, which is the CARF. Not a name for you, but it's the intercommunality of in the region of Menton. Maybe some of you know. Next to Nice and directly with the border to Liguria. So in terms of data, we have a lot of administrative borders. We have national borders in general, and also administrative borders between our collectivities, but also in data. It means that we have no connection of data between us. When we speak about data, there are two roles, main roles to be understood. The producers of data and the consumers of data. So the producers of data is mainly what you may know all as a public authority. You produce data, you collect the data, you organize the data, and you push it in your database, okay? The consumer of data are the application, the websites that are connected to the database and they feed the information from the database. They make requests in the database, they organize the data, and they display it, and we see it. So any tourist application or TripAdvisor or whatever, the TripAdvisor make requests in some database, and then you see it on your phone. So to be clear, in Smart Destination, we don't develop an app for tourists, okay? We develop the system that enables a consumer app to see cross-border information. It will be normally more clear after when I explain. On the public side, the public bodies, we are data producers. We collect the data and we put it in our database. When it comes to tourism, things get maybe more complicated because it's tourism. And for example, in Nice, we have several tourism offices in several cities. We have 49 municipalities in the metropolitan city. And they collect the data, they give it to the Metropolitan Tourism Office, and the Metropolitan Tourism Office has a database. And in Liguria, it's different. It's each regional sectors that collect the data, and in Tuscany, it's directly Visit Tuscany that collects the data. So each of us have a different way to collect data, different way to organize it, and different way to store it and to display it. On the consumer side, we are also consumer because we have websites to promote our destination. So Nice, we have a website which is nicetourism.com. The Liguria has lamia-liguria.it. The Tuscany the same, Sardinia the same. So we, public bodies, we collect the data, put it in our database, and we have also developed an app or website to consume the data of our database and to display it to our tourists, okay? And when we look at the private bodies in tourism, they also produce data and consume data. To get the data, to collect the data, the private bodies have several possibilities. They can pay some people and insert information in an Excel file, to be simple. They can buy some database. They can ask private partners to fill the database. So I don't know, booking, you are a hotel, you have to fill in a form, and you are in the database of booking, but it's the client, let's say, who did the job. Or they can have also the database from direct contribution from end user, TripAdvisor. These are the people that comment, that create also the database. And all those private bodies then have a consumer app. That's how you know them. That's how we know them. Now you have an example of apps that exist. Nugo, it's on transport, Sardinia Ferries, TripAdvisor, Alpitour, lastminute.com. Okay, those are, so we have the public and the private bodies. Okay, And there is a Chinese wall. There's a mega Chinese wall. The public bodies, they produce data and they display the data on their own local application. Nice tourism, visit Liguria, but they don't share the data. If I'm in Liguria, I have to download La Mia Liguria. If I am in Nice, I have to go on Nice tourism. And if I am in Menton, I have to go on menton.com. And private bodies, on the other side, they gather data from private sources and different sources, and they display the data on their international application. You use TripAdvisor if you are in Nice, in Liguria, in Tuscany, in London. They don't care about the administrative borders. So first, public bodies, they do not have the access to other public data. Second problem, private bodies do not have access to public data. They gather, they collect their data on their own. All the work that we are doing, collecting tourism data from small entrepreneurs, little restaurants, whatever, all this, they cannot access. So let's say we face a problem. If we want to have a common destination, if you want to have a smart destination, a smart tourism, there is a big problem. So we need to facilitate exchange and access of public data. That's why we propose altogether this project, Smart Destination, in the Interreg Maritimo program. It was really the main problem that we all face. So, in order to exchange and make data available, several challenges had to be resolved. And this is the informatic part. And so we want to make database communicate with each other, knowing that they are different, they are organized differently, different collect, different format, taxonomy. The data ownership must remain by the partners. It means Nice Métropole, we don't want to give our data, we want to stay owner of our data. And also the Liguria, the Tuscany, the same. But also the quality, and also because the quality of data depend on its update. Means if I am not responsible for my data, I will not update it. If I am responsible, my job is to update it. So we want to keep it that way, because if we give the data to another body, the other body will not update it. And that's really, really important. And the data must be accessible in motion in a cross-border way. We need the data, we need to be able to access from Menton, from Ventimiglia, we need to be able to access the data from other territories. So Nice Métropole, Stéphane Roux, developed the smart destination architecture, and he will explain you in 4 steps how we did it.
Thank you, Alice. So in the step 1, I have an echo. Do you have echo?
I will mute. Wait.
Perhaps, yes, it's better. So in step 1, each territory implements the same platform. This platform hosts tourist data relating to the territory and make it available to client application like a web application or mobile application. To the step 2, the data is stored in a common format. This allows data to be exchanged between platforms. Common format, we call this a data model. The data model is an abstract model that organizes elements of data and standardize how they relate to one another and the properties of real-world entities. common data model like point of interest, events, trips, seaports are defined in this project, but we could also define many more data models. We talk and we define also taxonomies. Taxonomies are defined in order to classify information in the same way as, for example, for categories like culture, sport, outdoors. And the next step, step 3, the data providers develop a program that frequently transfer information about their tourism data to their territories platform. This data, before being transferred, is put in the common and standardized format defined into the step 2. And in the next slide, in the step 4, I will explain what the platform does. The discovery service, the main component of the platform, is a mechanism that allows an application to obtain all the information that can respond to the user's requests, even if that information is hosted in multiple territories and therefore several platforms. So the discovery services is responsible for receiving consumer requests, transmitting them to smart destination platforms, to all the smart destination platform, and returning the aggregated results. The discovery service breaks free of borders and makes data from each territory accessible to private actors, institutional actors, and tourists. So I hope that's clear. And Alice, I give you, you can talk for the next slide.
Thank you. And as you see, we have put an example to understand you what does that mean. If you have a consumer app, let's say nicetourism.org, our website, which is connected to the smart destination platform. If a tourist uses nicetourism.org and use the search tool and say around me 30-kilometer trips gastronomy, if it is connected to the smart destination platform, I will receive as a tourist the information on the trips also in Menton and in Liguria region. Because the app, the application has done a request in the smart destination platforms of the three platforms at the same time, and so I get tourist. I get the result of the three platforms. Okay. Then without this system, the data stops at the administrative border, which is a nonsense for data. So as a result of all this, we have our smart destination digital infrastructure, also an ecosystem. Here it is. You have our 4 database, is Métropole, Liguria, Toscana, and Sardinia. We have our consuming app, which are promoting our destination, which are normally only connected to the regional database. And we have a common system of smart destination platforms. And our database is connected to that, and our consumer application are connected to that. Making a circle, making that we are all connected with each other, because our platforms are connected. If you take the private bodies, what we have achieved with Smart Destination is that now, if we want, we can give access to private bodies to our database. what we choose to share. They do not access our local system naturally. They can access the smart destination platform. And what they get, the private body, is an harmonized data of 4 different entities that really do not have the same data collection, same format normally. But as we developed this common data models, as Stéphane was saying, common categories, and we put them in those smart destination platforms, a private app can access to all this data connecting to one single platform. So that's really the big innovation. The 2 innovation is that we can exchange among us, and we can give access to private bodies. So the private bodies can promote our destination and not what Google proposed them, but what we propose them. And we give them a quality data because it is organized the same way, so they don't lose time in treating the data in order to make it organized in the same way as they do. They have one format, and they have an updated data because we all update our data, and we have an automatic program that sends the update into the platform. So for the private bodies, it's also very interesting to access this data. So the big challenge, we have done it. We are able to make database communicate, keeping the ownership, keeping the quality, giving access in a cross-border way, and organize it in a common standard. The second challenge, but we will not present it very in detail. It was really the first system that we wanted to share with you, is the demonstrator. Because now we are happy, we have done this system, but how we demonstrate it, how we show people, how do we show enterprises that it works? It's the demonstrator. Within the project, we decided to develop a fictional app because we wanted to involve directly private enterprises, but it was a risk also that the enterprise says, yes, I will do it, and then they won't do it, or they would do it and maybe the first result is not very nice, and they have real user using their app. So for the project, we decided to develop a fictional app, which we called Smart Tour. And it's like, it's an online tour operator for sailors connected, which is connected to smart destination, which tourists can plan cross-border activities and they can choose activities on site. We decided to do a sailors app because it's also easier for us to show how we can do it in motion. Because we can say a sailor goes from Sardinia and goes to Nice and in Liguria and then in Toscany. It's not a real case of tourism behavior, but it's a case that shows how this person can plan activities because the app is getting the information from all the platforms, and how these tourists can access also the data in motion in a cross-border way. The second app that we will develop, that the Tuscany region is developing right now to demonstrate, is a smart money app, because not only can we give access to data with each other and to private apps, but if the system is used by a lot of private apps and a lot of territories, it is a tool for destination governance. Becomes a tool for destination governance because you can access to the data analytics of the platforms. In which season is gastronomy much asked? How many people are making requests for museum on Sunday? Stuff like this. If we have success, that we have a lot of private apps and public body using a smart destination system, we could really develop a tool to monitor and also to predict, maybe make some predictive orientation. So that's it. Where are we in the project? Platforms are developed and installed. The taxonomy of the categories, they are validated. We have 3 of 4 data model validated, and we did a test with a big data volume between the platforms. Just for that, it took like 2 years. So if with our project we can make you accelerate, if you want to make your system interoperable, we have already developed the platform. We have developed the informatic program. So if we can make you gain the time that we want in our project, it is our pleasure. As you can see in the presentation, sorry, here in the step 1, you have a link to GitLab, which is a repository for open source development. And Stéphane needs to give you access, but the platform is there. So if someone wants to download it and install it in its territory, you can. It's open source and it's financed by the European Union, so it's free. And what is our next steps? From now until March 2021, we need to send the tourism data in our platforms. When we finish the 4th data model, we will send them. Finish the development of the demonstrators and test them so that it shows the results that we want. And we need to decide the governance model. I didn't talk about that because it's still something we need to decide, but it's not clear for now. Now we are in a European project. Everything is free, everything is okay. But maybe we need a business model, or who can allow who to access which data. And we need to promote the system to public and private body. I believe today we did a little bit of promotion. And we will organize an international conference presenting the results and also to promote it. So thank you very much. We hope that you understood everything that we said. And if not, we are here to answer all your questions. Thank you for your attention.
Many thanks, Alice and Stéphane. And now, if you have any question, please ask.
And if you have some question, please also write, if you can write them in the chat, because it's also very useful for us to have a record of all the questions asked. If we want to promote the platform, we need to be aware of the questions that are asked, and so we can answer them more easily. Conversation, I see 9. I do all panelists. Oh, no, it's Max.
Any question? Everything is clear.
Oh, that's not possible. So it means that you didn't understand.
I agree with you, but
it means that you didn't understand anything if you don't have a question. It was too complicated. Oh, it was too clear. Do you want to develop smart destination? Do you have this problem of interoperability of data in your areas? Do you have any issues?
Sorry, I'm Erika Peroni.
Mm-hmm.
I activated now my audio because before I was not able to do it and I had some technical problems. I'm working with BestMed project. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's capitalization and strategic project that is in between the modular projects and the Panoramed platform.
There's horizontal project in the MED program.
Exactly. And I think your work is very, very interesting for us because actually our project is about working on data management and coordination of this data in the Med area and also in the southern Med countries. So actually we have been working a lot on the Mitomed Plus platform, but I think that your platform is also very, very interesting to be capitalized in a general Med vision, and we are planning a technical workshop for the beginning of December, and I think it could be very interesting to have, as the project is about governance, so actually it's not really a technical project, but it should be capitalizing experiences. I think that your experience could be very interesting to share. So,
but we can speak about data governance. It's a real subject.
As you said that your next step is to reason about how this platform can be used for governance. I think it could be really a good moment for discussion because now we are at the beginning of our project. So we have been working, we will be presenting a research, a study we have been doing about data collection and data management in general in each country of the Med area. And we will individuate the gaps and needs of these activities, and we will be working on statistical data, on big data, and on sustainability indicators. So I think that concerning big data, your experience is already something that is concrete. I mean, it's done.
If you said it, I don't know if we are in a big data model or not, Stéphane.
It seems so to me.
Yeah, yes, it's a big data model. The database used to store the data is what we call a big data database, an NoSQL database. So we can have many data and many calls.
The request, the voluminous request.
Request a lot of volume, and volumetry and velocity can be important.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to say that we can keep in touch, and maybe we will contact you and we can talk about it. Anyway, it seems really very, very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see also a question from Marta
Gianni, yes.
And she asked if this could be useful for other sectors. Yes, of course, this is what we are saying. Thank you. It means that it was clear. It's the methodology that we used on tourism data is to be
used also for
other data. And so, yes, of course, the issue here, the time-consuming issue. Once in Smart Destination, once we cleared the how should the platform work, which took a lot of time, but once we had that cleared, the only difficulty or challenge is to agree on a common data model to present the data. So we have done it on tourism, but on sea waters and sea current, you have probably data models. You have only to agree on a common one to which each local data model will adapt. in the platform. So yes, and also tourism, for a good tourism, tourism involves every other sectors normally. You need to be aware of transport, or of seawater, or of climate, on allergies. If you want to really monitor and the destination, you have to be aware of everything. So yes, for sure. The system is not only for tourism. It can be used for other stuff. And Stéphane is in another European project, in H2020, IRIS, and they use a similar system for energy efficiency building cities. Stéphane?
Yes, for transportation also, and
Transport.
energy and environment.
Yeah, and you defined the common data model also.
Yes, common data platform, and we use common data model. Yes, the most important is to have a common data platform, same way to talk together, and common data model. So we can also, with the same data model, we can talk together and understand each other. So it's very important.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I actually realized while I was asking the question that you were already partially answered to it, but it's very interesting. Actually, when we present the Smart Destination Program, a project in our, for example, meetings on capitalization and in general meetings during the program planning, we are asked by many other projects about how it works, but this project often works in other sectors, you know, not just tourism. So yeah, mostly on the monitoring of sea waters, on navigation, sailing, and so on and so forth. So I think it's very, very interesting. And as a program, as a maritime program, we think that this is one of the most interesting products, output of and realization of our project.
Of course. No, thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it is really important that it is understood as such, because I think we when we present Smart Destination, people expect to see an app which is promoting cross-border tourism or something like that, and it's not. It's a digital infrastructure that enables app to show cross-border data, and that's something. But we really did develop it to make it sustainable and to stay and to develop and to grow. We didn't develop it for one shot. It should stay and it should increase. We have now 4 data model, which is already a big result, but we should have more. We should have more to be also more interesting for private bodies. But already with a point of interest, they should be happy. Thank you, Marta.
Thank you.
Stella Rubetti, one question from me. Did you face any problem with the protection of personal data during the data collection process? So first, I will answer first generally, and I will let Stéphane continue. Actually, for now, nothing changed. The Sardinia region collects its data at its already does normally. Tuscany region, Nice also. We all collect our data in a normal way, as we do collecting data as public bodies, and then we put it on the platform. Then when it gets on the platform and the exchange of data and access to private bodies, I will let Stéphane.
But yes, Yes, Alice, but in fact, we don't have personal data. For the moment, we have data about trip, about point of interest, about seaports. So it's a public data. But if one day the platform is used to store personal data, perhaps, I don't know why, but perhaps we could store personal data. So we will have to respect the GDPR and respect all the rules regarding the personal data. But it's not a problem of the platform, it's a problem of organization or process. But for the moment, we don't have this case.
Okay. Yes, it's true. We don't have health data or something like that. It's very where is the church? Where is the church located? What is its feature? Another question. I hope it was clear, Maria Laura.
Please, somebody was talking. Nothing.
She said, totally understand. Thank you for your answers. Okay. And then we have another question. I would like to know if after the project finishes, other destinations could be integrated in the smart destination platform. Yes, we hope, and we hope also during. As I said, we said before, we sent the link to the informatic platform where to the online repository where the smart destination platform is stored. It's an open source repository, and we are very happy if there are other territories that wants to install the platform and exchange data. So during the project, it means that the new territory fund, we will need the agreement of all the partners, but I think it's okay. And you will have to share the data on the basis of the common data model that we have already developed. But we are very happy if other territory install it and want to work with us, because as I said, we need to develop other data models. Our data models doesn't make tourism data. So yes, if you want to send the link to your informatic department and see what they can do, please. Great. And I was wondering, do you have to the participants, do you have the issues at home? Do you have similar issues at home to not exchange data with your neighbor and it creates problems? Nobody has problems. Only us. One practical question: if some region wants to use this tool, what they need to do? What are the first steps? Stéphane.
The first step is to access the Git repository. On the Git, you have the documentation to understand how to use the platform, how to use the different components. And also you need to host this platform on your infrastructure, on your data center. And so you need resources, technical resources, components, and also perhaps you need help from your IT department to install and to implement the platform. And after, it's really easy to use because it's a very simple infrastructure. The most important difficulty is to share and to decide to define data model and taxonomies. It's the biggest problem. But the platform is very easy to use and to install.
And if Porec installs the platform, they are automatically connected to us?
No, no. After each owner of a platform need to register in his platform the address of the new platform.
Yeah, so Porec will have a new URL.
Yes, yes, that's true.
And they have to send the URL to us so that we can register it in our contacts.
Yes.
Of contacts in our platform, which we
to add this new platform into the global system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And and then Porec will have to develop a small local program that transfer its data into the platform automatically. It's local data.
Yes, yes, they have also
local database to the smart destination platform database.
Yes.
Okay. See, I understand everything now. I'm a quite informatician.
Yes, perfect, Alice.
Was that okay, Christina? Is it clear? Okay. So it means that also in Porec you have this question of sharing data with your neighbor. No one wants to share data with its neighbor, it seems. We won't.
We need.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's also when you think about also natural crisis or catastrophe. Well, for now in our territory, Nice, as you may know, our valleys or mountains have been quite damaged by the storm Alex. And we are in the mountainous area is really cross-border. And you see, as the COVID crisis, the same. In our territory, we are with the border with Italy, Liguria and Piemonte, and with Monaco. It's 3 states, 3 governments, and each of them has their own rules and on calendar and on. You never know if you go to Italy if you have to make a test or not. In Monaco, and now we have this natural crisis also, and there's also less. There are some coordination of solidarity, but there is no. It's not organized. The how you say les secours.
Emergency rescue.
The rescue. The rescue is not coordinated. And who rescued who, and where, and how many helicopters are available from Italy, France, and Monaco, and those are data exchange that are vital, essential. But the data is I think, I'm afraid that the data is not shared today. If it's shared, it's an Excel file that we send. Yeah, email. So a system like that should also enable easy and improved coordination of actions, because you have the data available.
This is the case of an emergency, but we have also the ordinary situation. Our region are projecting an important itinerary, a bike itinerary.
Yes.
From all along the coast, from Nice to the south of Tuscany. We have the road, but we don't have the information to give to the people who want to bike along this itinerary. And this is a big problem to develop tourism in the area.
Yes, sure. The European routes.
And this is why we start to project this solution.
Yes. But the thing is that with smart destination, we will be able to gather all the data, let's say on the cycling path. No? We can gather all the data on cycling in smart destination, but we still need an app developed by a private party or a public party to connect to smart destination and display the information on for the tourist.
Of course.
It should, our project should also foster the creation of apps that propose cross-border tourism products. Because each destination will not, we can imagine that the destination will show information on the neighboring side. It's imaginable, even if it's not very natural for tourism, no? Because in tourism, you promote your destination. Your destination must be better as the one from the neighbor. So it's not natural to promote the neighbor. But we cannot imagine that that our let's say our destination will promote an entirely an entire trail which is not situated in its territory. It's difficult to imagine. So that's what we need private bodies to take this opportunity to develop a product that will work with our data. Maria Laura, when will be available the result of the Smart Money app testing?
After March, April, May, I think. It's okay. Do you agree, Alice?
Stéphane, you remember the calendar of FST?
Yes, I think it's May, I think. April or May. Yes, I agree.
Because it's Fondazione Toscana, which is developing
2021, of course.
Yeah, 2021.
Yes.
Well, I think we answered everything. Is there any last question, last comment?
Well, if there are any more questions, thanks to everybody. Thanks, Alice. Thanks, Stéphane, for your help. And hope to hear about you soon. And of course, we are at your disposal for any more information that you can need to understand better and to try to use this solution.
And yeah, do not hesitate to write us or to send the info to your IT department to talk with Stéphane.
Thank you, Alice.
You're welcome.
So,
thank you for inviting us. It was nice, and see you soon.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.